Hey, welcome. I've got some cloth and paper goodies to discuss today, and I've been seeing how they're set up online, and I think we can do it different. So here's an A6 size cloth and paper kind of setup. They sell the rings separately from the covers, from the interior pages. An A6 is kind of a different size, but you'll also see here a bonus tip, this pocket size set of stuff interacting with it. So let's get into what it is. They're these adjustable rings. They snap open and snap back closed, and you load them up with your aspects of your plan, your covers, your pages, whatever you're putting in. And it makes it pretty modular. You can use these rings on different sizes. And you can see here, as mine falls apart, we have, some different pieces of covers, and these could be used for anything. So you could do an A5 binder, you could do a personal size binder, personal wide, whatever your thing is. If you're into 6-ring planning, these work in a modular way. An A6 is kind of an odd size. A true A6 is an odd size. So it's what works well for me with my Marjolaine Delhaas Perfect Bound Planner. So I was exploring building a ring bound planner in that size from cloth and paper. That said, they give you these, pieces of cover and kind of decor or look and feel in their kits. And then they're putting them on the rings, and that the way they're being loaded is limiting how the planner works, in my opinion. I know this is kind of a hot take. But they're putting the covers on the rings so that almost like this vertical piece of the rings that you see there, that it works like a spine of a book. So let me kind of load this up and show you. Just adding some notes paper. And now it's time for the cover. I prefer the solid side velvet. I actually don't prefer the velvet at all, but I tried it for exploring this idea. And then these just kind of pressure snap shut. It's very satisfying. Sometimes they get a little out of alignment here, but they do snap tightly shut. And then the rings spin around. And this is how I've seen them assembled by Cloth and Paper on their website, with this kind of like little metal spine that you're constantly pushing to the back or bringing around to the front, or fighting when you open the planner, because you can only spin around the rings as far as that stem or that spine will let them. And they kind of load up on the back of the planner. That's not what I think we should be doing. So let's open this back up and I'll show you how to fix this. My early career was in graphic design, publishing, all things paper and notebooks. So I have a few, beliefs about how this should work. So what really needs to happen is you need to take the back cover and bring it to the front. And this will, over time, I'll reveal this here in a minute, but flip it all the way around and bring that back cover up to the top with the inside back cover facing you. And then let's put these rings back on. And this will trap that spine behind your back cover. So much cleaner. So much better. What a better user experience. Now those rings aren't going to spin constantly. Now they just stay tight and tidy back there, as if it was a ring planner that was bound into a leather cover or something. And, further customizing, as I tend to do, I'm actually putting the accent piece of the velvet cover on the back. This is how I want my back cover to look. And so now you don't even see those spines, because I chose something to go visually in between that little vertical spine and the back cover. So here's kind of the bonus item of this video. This was the other thing I stumbled across as I was putting together some things I'd picked up from Cloth and Paper. Pocket inserts. The spacing on the rings fit on an A6 page. They fit on an A6 binder. There's going to be one hole that's not through a ring, but they're going to work great. So you can position them upper or lower. I like how they look ever, and this was just a cool layout. This is a reading layout. It's a reading log, but I kind of looked at it as more of a project log. It's got 6 squares on it and then some lines for detail. So I could like throw some concepts down and then a few notes about each one. I'm not going to log my reading here on this page like this, but that's how I'm going to use the insert. And then here's a little pocket dashboard that I had. You can see this is a traveler's passport size notebook that I modified. There's another video on my channel on that. And this little pocket cover fits right nicely on there. And now I've got 2 sizes of my favorite layouts, 1 set of rings. The layering is kind of cool. And I have options. I can use pages I already had, which is, less wasteful. And I can also treat now this larger A6 cover as a divider to jump me into my notes area of my notebook. And then I get to still use the back cover. The cool velvet pattern, which I like. And again, that spine is trapped behind that back cover. You never see it again. We don't have to keep having this weird conversation about these kind of So those are some ideas I put together of how to use cloth and paper 1-inch rings a little differently than they're being shown by the brand. And I think you'll get a nicer result. Of course, like keep layering in your mood boards. Keep using your Canon selfie to make cute prints of things to find. And just keep being inventive with what you're trying to take with you, where you really need it to go, how big or small it really needs to be. These are all things that help you get to know what size planner you want, what makes the cut for your daily carry.